If you are still struggling to digitize cross stitch embroidery, Kaftan Flap and Pocket, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to show you how to digitize a cross stitch embroidery, Kaftan Flap and Pocket. Let's get straight into it. First thing I'm going to do is to go over to my software, then click on File, then scroll down to where I find the cross stitch option. I'm going to click on cross stitch to open the cross stitch window. Our cross stitch design window I just opened. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to bring it one side of my computer. Just stretch it this way. Then I'm going to go over to the folder where I have the cross stitch design. I'm going to open it. Then come over here. This is where I have the design I want to digitize. Then I'm going to open it. Have it right there. Then I'm also going to bring it to one side of my computer. Bring it down here. Bring it this way. Then place this properly that I'll be able to view it and work on the cross stitch design window. I'm going to come over here to start digitizing. But before that, I'm going to count the number of knots we have on each element that makes up the design. I'm going to count from the pointed knots. I'm going to count from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 pointed knots from here. And I'm going to go over to pick my tool, which is the pencil tool. Then I'm going to select the type of cross stitch I want, which is the French knot. I'm going to click on it. Then I'm going to start digitizing. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to zoom in with letter Z. I'll be able to view what I'm doing properly. Then I'm going to come back here. I'm going to count from here also. So we have it in the middle also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to change the color to black color so that we can actually see properly. We have that right there. Then we have this middle closed up. That's what I'm also going to do here. I'm going to pick up my tool, which is the pencil tool, then select the knot, which is the French knot. I'm going to come over here and close it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we got this right. The next thing is to make sure I replicate whatever we have on this sample that we have here. I'm going to click on my select tool. I'm going to left click on my window, then drag it down and then select it. Then I'm going to do Ctrl D on my keyboard. And then I'm going to rotate it to the other side. And then look at how it is placed here. So I'm going to place it this way. You have it right there. I'm going to do Ctrl D again to duplicate, then bring it out. And look at how it is placed here. And then replicate the same. Then I'm going to rotate again. Use this tool to rotate this rotate selection. I'm going to use it this way. Then I'm going to bring it this way. And I'm going to just replicate everything we have here down, all the way down, all the way down. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to let's click on my work area, drag it down, select, and then do Ctrl D to duplicate, then bring it down. Yeah, we have it right there. I'm going to do that all through, just duplicate all through, and then place it properly. I'm going to do Shift Z to zoom out, Shift Z to zoom out, then bring it all properly. Do Ctrl D to duplicate, bring it all the way here. I'm going to select all, do Ctrl D to duplicate, then bring it all the way here. I'm going to select all, do Ctrl D to duplicate, then bring it all the way here. Have it right there. I'm going to click on number 0 to bring it to the middle. Let me count this element from here. Let me just count from where it is visible. Then we're going to decide what we're going to do. I'm going to count from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Just gonna do 30 of these and let's see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So you're just going to take two of these out. I'm going to click on my eraser to use this. Then I'll just clean up this area. I'm going to zoom in with Theta Z. I'll clean it up. Just clean up this area from here. Just clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. Then I click on number 0 on my keyboard to bring it to the main window. Then the next thing is the pockets. I'm going to come over here, count from here 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is definitely going to be 9. Now I'm going to come over here, pick my tool, which is the pencil tool. We have the French knot selected already. I'm going to zoom in, then come over to this side. Then I'm going to start from here. I'm going to do zoom in. I'm going to do 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I'm going to click on my select tool. I'm going to left click on my work area and then drag it down. Release this to select and then do Ctrl D to duplicate. Then I'm going to use this tool to mirror it upside down. Then take it up here and then place it down. Now that's right there. Then I'm going to duplicate that to 3 places. I'm going to do Ctrl D to duplicate, bring it down here. I'm going to do Ctrl D to duplicate and then bring it down here. The next thing are these lines we have over here. So I'm going to come over here and then click on my pencil tool. We have the French knot selected already. Let me check from here, take it all the way up and then do this 1, 2. So we are going to do that all through. So I'm just going to click on my select tool, select it, and then do Ctrl D to duplicate and just duplicate, make it faster. Ctrl D to duplicate, then move it down. Ctrl D, I'm going to select these, then Ctrl D to duplicate, then move it all the way down. You have that right there. Zoom in. I'm going to select this, do Ctrl D to duplicate, then take it all the way up. I'm going to do Ctrl D to duplicate and then take it up. We have that right there. Then I'm going to click on number 0 on my keyboard to bring it right to the work middle. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to save it and then go over to the main design window to size it. I'm going to come over here, click on File, come over to Save As, and then I have my EMX file folder already. I'm just going to save it with a random name. So if you want to learn embroidery and digitizing the right way, I have a complete step-by-step course on embroidery digitizing mastery. Chat me on WhatsApp with the link in my bio. Sign up. I'm going to come over here and do save. I have it saved. I'm going to go over to my main design window. Then I'm going to come over here to open design. Then I'm going to go to my desktop to select my design from the folder. Then I'm going to come over here, click on the drop down menu, and then select Wilcom EMX. Then I'm going to type the name. Come over here, type the name, select it, and then click on open to open it. Now we have our design opened in the main design window. I'm going to select this to confirm the size. Now, the size we have here is 14.4 by 1.3. This is very okay. But we still do 1.4 or 1.5 on the width. Let me do 1.4 on the width, 1.4 on the width. And we have 15.1 on the height. That makes sense. Then for the pocket, let's check the pocket. Pocket is 4.5 on the width and 1.1 on the height. This is very okay. This is basically the normal size for flap and pocket. So this is basically how to digitize the cross stitch embroidery kaftan flap and pocket. You want to learn embroidery and digitizing the right way. I've created a complete step-by-step course on embroidery digitizing mastery. It's going to teach you how to properly digitize, how to go through the right process, and how to digitize confidently and professionally. Click the link in my bio to send me a WhatsApp message to sign up today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.